If I told you there's one simple rule that has saved people thousands of dollars every year, no budgeting app, no spreadsheets, no extreme discipline, just one pause, would you believe me? Because the most expensive purchases in your life rarely happen after long thinking. They happen fast. They happen when you're excited, when you're tired, when you feel like you deserve it. And today, I'm going to show you the rule that interrupts that moment. It's called the 24-hour rule. And once you understand why it works, you'll never see impulse spending the same way again. Welcome to Money Mindset Lab, where we treat money habits like experiments, not moral judgments. Let me ask you something. Have you ever bought something and immediately after felt a small wave of regret? Not panic, not disaster, just a quiet thought. Why did I buy that? And when you look back later, you realize you didn't really want the thing. You wanted the feeling. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most spending mistakes are not about money. They're about timing. You didn't buy at the wrong price. You bought at the wrong emotional moment. Let's talk about how impulse spending actually works. Because it's not random. Impulse spending happens when emotion is high and friction is low. You see something, you feel something, you act. No pause, no distance, no reflection. And your brain loves this because your brain is wired to chase immediate rewards. This is dopamine. Dopamine is not the pleasure chemical. It's the anticipation chemical. It spikes before the purchase, before the click, before the delivery. That's why shopping feels exciting. But owning the thing often feels underwhelming. The reward wasn't the product. The reward was the moment. So when you buy immediately, you are deciding with a dopamine-driven brain. And dopamine is terrible at long-term thinking. It only cares about now. This is where the 24-hour rule comes in. The rule is simple. When you want to buy something non-essential, you wait 24 hours. That's it. No analysis, no guilt, no debate, just time. And here's the key. The 24-hour rule is not about stopping purchases. It's about changing who makes the decision. Instead of letting your emotional brain decide, you give the decision to your calm brain. Because emotions fade, excitement fades, urgency fades, FOMO fades, and when they fade, clarity returns. Let's make this real. You're scrolling. You see something, a jacket, a gadget, a course, a deal. Your brain says, this is perfect. I need this. This won't last. Your heart rate rises slightly. You imagine yourself owning it. That's dopamine. Now imagine two versions of you. Version 1 buys immediately. Version 2 waits 24 hours. Same person, same income, same intelligence, completely different outcomes. Version 1 buys and feels good for a moment. Then the charge hits. Then the item arrives. Then life continues. And the money is gone. Version 2 waits, and something interesting happens. After a few hours, the urge weakens. After a night of sleep, the desire changes. And the next day, one of three things happens. Option 1, you forget about it completely. That means you didn't want the item. You wanted stimulation. Option 2, you still want it, but less urgently. Now you can ask better questions. Do I really need this? Where will I use it? What am I giving up? Option 3, you still want it just as much. That's rare. But when it happens, that's a high-quality purchase. That's intention. This is why the 24-hour rule works. Not because it blocks spending, but because it filters it. Now let's talk about something important. Why does this rule save so much money? Because impulse spending is repetitive. It's not one big mistake. It's many small ones. $100 here, $50 there, subscriptions you forgot, upgrades you didn't need. And when you apply the 24-hour rule consistently, most of those disappear. Not because you force them away, because they dissolve on their own. Here's something most people don't realize. Impulse spending is emotional problem solving. You're not buying objects, you're buying relief. Relief from stress, relief from boredom, relief from feeling behind, relief from discomfort. And the 24-hour rule introduces a gap where you can solve the emotion without spending money. So instead of asking, should I buy this? You start asking, what am I feeling right now? And that question alone changes behavior. Now let's address the biggest objection. People say, but what if I miss a deal? Here's the truth. If missing a deal ruins your finances were already fragile. Real value comes back urgency is often manufactured, and even if you miss one deal, you gain something more valuable: control. Now, let's refine the rule so it works in real life, because not all purchases are equal. Here's how to apply it properly. The 24-hour rule applies to non-essential items, emotional purchases, unplanned spending, online shopping, upgrades, and add-ons. It does not apply to groceries, bills, true emergencies. This is not about paralysis, it's about protection. Here's an upgrade that makes the rule even stronger. Use a wish list when you want something. Add it to a list, not a cart. A list, because carts are designed to trigger buying. Lists are designed to trigger thinking. Then review the list once a week when you're calm. Most items will look ridiculous. A few will still make sense. Those are the ones worth buying. Another powerful variation, the 24-hour rule plus sleep. Sleep resets dopamine. Decisions made after sleep are almost always better. If you wouldn't buy it tomorrow morning, don't buy it tonight. Now let's talk about identity. This rule doesn't just save money, it changes how you see yourself. You become someone who pauses, someone who doesn't react, someone who controls impulses instead of being controlled by them. And that identity compounds. Here's a subtle shift. You stop asking, "Can I afford this?" and start asking, "Is this worth delaying my future?" That question hits different. Now let's talk numbers. If you avoid just 2 impulse purchases per month at $100 each, that's $2,400 per year, invested, saved, or simply not wasted from one rule. And the calm it creates is often more valuable than the money, because money stress comes from feeling out of control, and control comes from pauses. So here's your challenge. For the next 7 days, apply the 24-hour rule to every non-essential purchase. No exceptions. Write down what you wanted and how you felt 24 hours later. Most people are shocked, not by how much they saved, but by how much they didn't even want. Remember this, impulse spending is fast, wealth is slow, and the 24-hour rule is how you switch speeds. If this video helped you, subscribe to Money Mindset Lab. Every week, we break down money psychology and build habits that actually stick. And comment one word, because that pause might be the most profitable habit you ever build. See you in the next one.